Welcome to the wonderful galaxy of Spore, where you can play as a murderous, rampaging psychopathic species of vaguely phallic creations to cause untold death and destruction across the galaxy. To do this, we must set 4 goals.
1.
We must become the biggest, angriest fish in the sea, because as we all know, there's always a bigger fish. We begin life in the ocean as a teeny tiny, single-celled organism, breaking free from its geode into the primordial oceans of our great green planet, properly named
Disaster.
Life literally just began. So, what is the best course of action? Either A, get your bearings and figure out where to start swimming. Or maybe B, look for food. Or perhaps C, become a rampaging menace to all ocean life, destroying everything in your way, stopping at nothing for total domination of these blue waters. Or, D. just chill. The correct answer is C, obviously. What else would it be, you stupid idiot? Now that we're free of genocidal thoughts, and nothing but time on our, hands. Let's get started murdering everything that has a thought of swimming in our oceans. Wait a minute. What is that? Wait, one more minute? Why am I red now? What is going on here? Wait a minute. I think I know what's going on here. Evolution, baby. That's right. Turn up the Vsauce music, cause it's learning time. First, we must ask the question, what is evolution? Well, Google says that evolution is the process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought to have developed and diversified from earlier forms during the history of the Earth. Oh, well, that answered that question pretty quick. Thanks, Google! Anyways, each time we eat food, we get something called DNA points. We spend these DNA points in the cell creator. Each item in the cell creator costs a varied amount of DNA points, and each has a different use. Except these Lovecraftian abominations the game calls eyes. They all the same use. For example, this right here has a use stabbing your fellow fishy kind to death. Kind of like the streets of England if you think about it. Another example is this weird looking thing. It spits out poison wherever you place it, but don't worry, it's totally unbalanced and completely broken. There's also this rather unimportant painter, which allows you to change your cell's color and design. I made it red in order to properly warn the other fish in the area of all the war crimes I'm about to commit. That's the cell creator. It gets more complicated as you progress into the creature stage, where it adds different mouths, hands, arms, feet, spikes, somehow leaves, and of course, wings. We haven't reached that stage yet, so let us continue on our maiden voyage and quest of genocide. Welcome back from Learn Time, boys. It's time to kill more beings to unlock more parts. Then, using those parts to kill more beings, unlocking even more parts. From here, the game pretty much plays itself. It goes by real quick. Kill, evolve, kill again, repeat. Pretty simple. Everything goes as normal. Until we have become the biggest fish in the sea, boys! You know what that means. We killed enough fish in order to grow our first brain cells. And for some reason, growing a brain means we were able to leave the water. Now, all we do is click that shiny blue button. We take a look at our very bloody history, click that shiny blue button, slap on some legs, and take our first glorious steps on the surface of our great green planet. Well, what do we do now? It is now time to explain goal number 2. The second goal is to grow the biggest brain. This can be done by, you guessed it, launching even more purges. For each tribe you make go extinct, you are awarded with a certain amount of DNA points proportional to their danger. If a species is relatively unevolved, they won't provide much DNA points. However, if a creature has the best parts, high health, and big brain, their extinction will reward you with a lot more DNA points. Now, in order to grow the biggest brain, you must acquire as many DNA points as you can. You probably see where this is going. If we need to murder everything our imperialist fingers touch, and there are neighbors over there, what should we do? That's absolutely correct! It's time for war crimes.
Why are you running?
You can also notice some bones in the area that you can collect. What are bones for? Well, bones are actually what give you the various species parts. Sometimes you can get specific parts when you hunt or ally and nest the creatures. However, bones are by far the quickest and most reliable way of getting parts. Using DNA points we gain from hunting a creature to extinction, we are able to slap on more and better parts. Parts can become progressively more expensive the better they are. The best parts are valued at a whopping 250 DNA points. For reference, some of the cheapest parts cost only 25 DNA points. This means we must work ourselves up to the top, evolving and changing until we have become the greatest form yet. The Snark. It's not anywhere near a snake, it's just a really depressed shark. Now that we have achieved our ultimate form, we are ready to move on to the next stage. It is here we discover fire, it is here we discover organization, and it is here where we discover more ways to brutalize your rivals. One key difference between Tribal Stage and Creature Stage is the currency. The main currency here is now food, not DNA points. Evolving is no longer an option, therefore DNA points are more or less completely useless. We use food to buy various buildings and more babies, because that's definitely how that works. But now, it is time we must move onto goal 3. World domination. We will start by completely taking over our province, ousting all the various tribes that pop up in our location. Then we shall shift our focus to dominating our continent. Then, the rest of the world. And oh look, our first neighbors. Perhaps we should try to win them over with gifts, friendship, and... That's a stupid idea. Have you not been paying attention to the rest of the video at all? Of course we're gonna burn their holds and slaughter their people, Jarl Bulgriff style. Bonk, blonk, blink. And poof, they're dead. It's as easy as that. It's now time we shift our focus to more important aspects, such as survival. Like another completely broken aspect of the game, domestication. Oh my god, domestication is so overpowered. You literally sit in your village for like 3 minutes, and then you have 100 food to spend. It's actually stupid. Unfortunately, our neighbors weren't too keen on having us around though. They sent one lone, sad little warrior to try to steal our vast food reserves. It's dead now. Well, you know what that means now. We gotta do a holy war. Now with that out of the way, war has forced us to innovate, to expand our horizons, and begin construction of major urban centers where our original tribe was. You can probably tell that our currency has changed once again. Instead of food, now it's money. While we use money practically the same, the way we get money is different. See this? This is a spice geyser. It shoots out the finest crack cocaine money can buy, and it is very valuable. We also have to strategically place buildings in certain positions, which will grant us more money. But you have to balance out money with happiness, as an unhappy population won't work. But a happy population will basically be free slave labor, granting us double income every so often. After capturing every spice geyser in the area, you probably know what's about to happen. So I'm not going to bother spending the next few hours of my life editing a third montage of exactly the same thing. Long story short, nuclear annihilation. Oh, would you look at that? We made it to the space stage. Now that we no longer have any cities to destroy, maybe we'll finally be able to look inwards instead of looking for the next excuse to kill our neighbors. We start out as a crappy little spacecraft with basic weapons. For some ungodly reason, there is only ever one spaceship in your entire empire. But don't worry, soon this ship will be imbued with the godly power. It will have power over life and death itself. As long as no other space empire is there to stop us, of course. Oh, crap. We aren't alone in the universe. It appears Drake's equation was correct in the end. But what is Drake's equation? Drake's equation is a hypothetical equation based on calculating the number of extraterrestrial civilizations there are in the galaxy. Well, this equation doesn't really make much sense at first glance, but it's actually pretty simple when you look at it. This long equation can be boiled down into a simpler one. The equation is A equals N multiplied by AST times F multiplied by BT, where A is the number of advanced civilizations in the universe, is equal to the number of habitable planets in the universe multiplied by the likelihood of technologically advanced civilizations evolving on one of those planets. This means the way Spore perceives Drake's equation doesn't really make much sense. However, it doesn't really matter a whole lot since it is just a video game. Anywho, after all the bloodshed we have created, countless animals we slaughtered, people killed, and extinction after extinction, what do you think we will do to these peaceful people? If you said kill them, you'd be wrong. What we will actually do is ally with them. This is very important for two main reasons. One, it is very difficult to destroy a civilization when first starting out. And number two, big pharmaceutical companies lobbying millions of dollars to establish spice trades with these local empires. After all, the drug money's gotta flow, baby. But don't worry, after we grow big and strong, we will invade them soon. Speaking of invasion, what was our fourth and final goal? Number 4. Establish contact with the Grox Empire, form steady and friendly relations, and become allies. This may seem poo-doo easy, but don't let that fool you. The Grox Empire is very scary, very massive, and will attack you on sight. They are everyone's biggest enemy, so much so that if you ally with them, every nation in the entire galaxy will declare war on you simultaneously. Now, that may seem really bad, but once you're powerful enough to ally with the Grox, you will be the most powerful, dinky little spaceship the galaxy has ever seen. Even more powerful than the Grox Empire themselves. So, honestly, it's another benefit of joining the Grox Empire. Now, what does the Grox like? Well, they like war crimes, such as blowing up an entire planet. They also like having you do various missions. Some of them suck, but some of them also involve you blowing up entire civilizations, which is pretty fun. Just make sure you don't make the mistake of declining one of their missions, otherwise you'll just make it much harder for yourself than it needs to be. I would like to remind everyone that the previous stages took a little less than 3.5 hours to complete. I would proceed to spend the next 16 hours trying to ally with the Groks. Oh my god, this sucks. But, at long last, after multiple civilizations crumbled, dozens of planets obliterated, and countless genocides later, I finally managed to do it. I've allied with the Groks. And that's it! We now have easy access to the center of the galaxy. Once you enter, you officially complete the game, and you are awarded with the legendary, godly Staff of Life. It is very powerful and allows you to instantly terraform worlds. But now, my journey must end. This game is very old, as it came out in 2008. As such, you can buy this glorious masterpiece of a game for the low price of $10. I highly recommend playing it, if you haven't already. And it's so old, you can practically play it on any computer with a higher graphics card than a 650. Unless you have a Windows 7, you know who you are. But wait, don't click away. I have something very important to say before you leave. Okay, thank you for staying. Listen, I want to do this as a career of mine. I always wanted to be a YouTuber, and it would be the most amazing dream come true. You can support me simply by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and commenting down below. You don't have to, but I would seriously appreciate it. It would help me grow, and it would help the YouTube algorithm suggest my video to other people. Anyways, thank you for sticking around to the end. I hope you have a fantastic year. Until next time, adios, amigos!